Have you ever felt trapped behind walls that seem too high to climb, where even your wildest dreams of escape seem hopeless? For Barry, a day in the prison yard was about to change everything. As the other inmates went through their routines, Barry spotted a crack that just might be big enough if he could only squeeze through. But where would he go if he made it out? And how long could he evade the guards and stay free? It was time to find out. Through the crack, Barry glimpsed a world beyond the walls that he thought he'd never see again. But escaping was just the first step. In the yard, he'd have to avoid the other prisoners and guards who would surely drag him back to his cell if spotting him. Some offered a distraction, while others tried to foil his plans. But Barry was determined this was his chance for a taste of freedom. Beyond the yard, new dangers awaited. Patrols of guards searched every corner of the surrounding area for escapees. One glimpse of their uniforms, and it would all be over. Barry crept through the shadows, looking for an opportunity, any chance to break free of this place and never return. But where could he possibly go to start his new life? And would his luck hold out long enough to get there? The forest beyond the prison walls was dark and foreboding. Any number of new threats could be lurking behind the trees. But to Barry it offered the first glimpse of hope he had seen in a long time. If he could navigate this gauntlet and make it to the other side, maybe, just maybe, freedom was possible. As night fell, the forest came alive with unknown sounds. Barry pressed on, determined not to be turned back now, so close to his goal. Little did he know his most challenging trials still lay ahead. There, emerging from the edge of the forest at last, Barry saw lights in the distance. A town. If he could only reach its safety without being spotted, he might have a chance to blend in with the crowds and start over. Carefully scanning for any last patrols, he picked up his pace. The town was within reach now. But would its promise of refuge and a fresh start be reality? Or was capture and a return to his cell inevitable? There was only one way for Barry to find out. Word had reached the town authorities that a prisoner had escaped. Barry's pixelated face now adorned wanted posters dotting the bulletin boards. Anyone who recognized him was urged to contact the guards immediately. But in the hustle and bustle of town life, could Barry conceal his identity long enough to start over? And could he resist the temptation to pull off one last daring scheme, if only for a taste of the excitement he now craved? Barry's greatest challenge was only just beginning. Keeping his head down, Barry did his best to blend in with the crowds in the town square. But every face in the busy plaza was a potential threat. Would someone glimpse his pixelated features and scream for the town guards? For now, he had avoided detection. But he couldn't live like this forever, in fear of being turned in at any moment. As night fell, Barry spied a poster advertising a performance by the renowned escapologist Harry Houdini. An idea started forming in his mind, a daring plan that just might be his ticket to a new life, and one last thrill as a fugitive. All he needed was a disguise. Under the cover of night, Barry rummaged through abandoned stalls in the town square for pieces of an illusionist's costume. By morning, posters bearing the name Le Magnifique, the Magnificent, had sprung up across the village. That evening, as crowds packed the town hall in anticipation of Houdini's famous act, they were in for a surprise. A mysterious new trickster approached the stage, hoping to thrill the masses with his greatest feat yet, and secure his escape from a life of bars and boundaries for good. But one mistake could mean the end of Barry's dreams, and a return to the prison walls he'd risked so much to leave behind.